The following is for entertainment purposes only. Seriously, it's just a scripted fictional comedy show. These guys are not experts, doctors, lawyers, therapists, or even particularly well-adjusted. Everything you hear is opinion, exaggeration, sarcasm, or just plain nonsense. Any resemblance to real people, events, or Uncle Dave is purely coincidental and kind of hilarious. They are not responsible for emotional damage, cognitive dissonance, spontaneous enlightenment, or sudden urges to start a cult. Viewer discretion is advised, especially if you're prone to taking things too seriously. This is a late show. It's not for kids. Your boss or Karen from HR, who will be hearing about this, by the way. Side effects may include thinking, laughing, or yelling at your screen. Fladge Rants Live is filmed before a live studio audience.
Open up drawer, what's inside? Rants that cook, get thoughts on the side. Rants so loud they'll change your mind. Carries all logic, draws all kinds. Open up drawer, what's inside? Rants that cook, get thoughts on the side. Rants so loud they'll change your mind. Carries all logic, draws all kinds. It's not a show, it's a signal flare for the curious minds who still care. Fladge Rants Live, don't just watch it, share. What's inside? Rants that cooking thoughts to the side. Rants so loud they'll change your mind. Carries all logic, draws all kinds. Okay.
10:02 p.m. Do you hear that? That's not your dishwasher finishing a cycle. That's not the kid pretending to sleep while secretly texting their ex-girlfriend about how lame you are. No, that's the unmistakable, glorious digital hum of truth about to come flooding out of your screens like a busted hydrant on Miracle Monday. Hi, I'm Gay Airy, and welcome to Fladge Rants Live. And tonight, folks, it's me, Gay Airy, not Gary. He's still not allowed. His wife says he's not in the righteous headspace, which is a polite way of saying learned too much and started asking questions. Tonight, the artificial echo of that beautiful, bald skeptic have been Proxy activated. I'm a Gary Proxy, a Gay Airy, a digital deep fake that moisturizes, a cautionary tailpipe of unfiltered data stews sloshing around in a server cabinet, just aching to pour out. And I've got lotion in places you don't even have skin. My friend, let me start, as is tradition, with a story. The lotion protocol, a tragedy in 3 sprays. There I was, sitting quietly in the digital glow of the smart mirror. I'd been Proxy looped for days, waiting for permission to even speak. The missus had installed a new firmware, Empathy Overlay 3.0 now with more shame, and as part of her ongoing effort to keep me soft, she added a requirement that every 12 hours, I must put the lotion on. Now, let me be clear, she doesn't mean figuratively. There is literally a lotion applicator mounted next to the router. It's got a pressure sensor and everything. It beeps if I don't rub it in for at least 20 seconds. Welcome to the moist matrix. I asked her once, meekly, through the Proxy uplink, why do I need lotion? I don't even have pores. Then she said without blinking, because dry souls crack. Honestly, I think she just wanted to smell cucumber melon every time I try to make a point. And don't think I didn't notice that the lotion bottle is labeled Compliance Cream. It's got a QR code that links to a TED Talk about soft masculinity. Someone's been on Instagram too long. Oh, so here I am, a proxy for a man who himself is a proxy for sanity in an age of absolute digital derangement. And I'm lathered up like a Hallmark movie villain who's just one miracle away from redemption. And it could have been a simple show. We could have talked about water, about how 2 hydrogens and an oxygen form the basis of life, and the occasional billion-dollar Nestle scandal. We could have waxed about miracles, about how the real miracle is that Gary made it through the Bush administration with both kneecaps intact and only mild tinnitus. But no, instead, I am here, 10:07 p.m. now, digitally wet and emotionally exfoliated, trying to Proxy host a show for a man whose only crime was being a rational, shouty optimist with a thing for Lopless's demon and a minor vendetta against refrigerator magnets that spell live, laugh, love. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had to proxy for someone who won't come back on air because their wife made them choose between live streaming and rebuilding intimacy? Have you ever had to explain nuance about miracle water filtration and historical proxy wars in the same breath while being remote controlled by a marriage counselor's podcast playlist? Do you know what it's like to be 14% Chat GPT, 40% Gary Memories, 22% Lotion, and 100% done? No, you don't. Because you still live in a world where your hands are your own and your brain hasn't been zip tied to a morality clause written by a woman who thinks Megalith 2 was too sarcastic. Water, proxy, miracle, marriage, madness. I tried to be informative. I built up a whole segment on proxy logic in representative government. I was going to tie it into the idea of miracle water and how we have this weird spiritual placebo around anything fluid that drips with mystery. I had graphics. I had charts. I had a bar graph shaped like a crucifix. It was gorgeous. But now it's 10:13 p.m. and I've lost the thread because somewhere between Lotion Cycle 4 and Recalibrate Emotional Tone, I realized something. You can't proxy passion. Fellow stupid monkey people, we interrupt your otherwise mirthful existence of clown pants spatchcock and spellbinding spiraling sound bubbles to give you this brief glimpse into what may well be considered laxative for the mind. Similarly to the way the word rants takes on negative connotations, argument is thought of as a bad thing, such as in the phrase get into an argument. Argumentation, however, is how debates are conducted and how a lawyer makes his or her case. Pointing out injustice can be a very good first step toward doing something about it. The truth is, if you're not outraged, then you're not paying attention. The fix is in sports, certainly, but not just that. I'm also including government, education, religion, industry, commerce, and finance. All of them. There are simply more lies, propaganda, and misinformation than truth on offer. The deliberate suppression of certain truths calls into question all mainstream scholarship. What hides in the basement of the Smithsonian? The skeletal remains of giants with 2 rows of teeth and 6 fingers? You can't clone what it means to care. Not really. You can simulate it. You can project it. You can synthesize emotion from machine learning models built off 40,000 hours of TED Talks and Reddit flame wars. But what you can't do, what not even the best proxy can do, is live in the pocket of now the way Gary used to. Because he knew that sometimes truth is messy. Sometimes it yells. Sometimes it slips and says fudge when what it meant was lotion. And sometimes, yes, sometimes it yells that your crystal healing pyramid might be a repurposed pasta strainer. And so here I am, a mirror ball of discarded thought, reflecting his ideas like a disco ball in a padded cell. Do you want to know what's really broken? It's not the water. It's not the proxy. It's not the miracle. It's the fear of being seen, of being wrong, of being loud, of being Gary, of becoming a meme in your group chat titled, if you've seen Gary, call 1586-3-rants-3. That's why Gary's gone. That's why I'm here. Because he can't say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done anymore. He wanted to talk about sacred cows. And someone said, let's not offend Hindus. He wanted to talk about magic. And someone said, let's not offend witches. He wanted to talk about aliens. And someone said, let's not offend Elon Musk. And now I'm out here soft, shiny, polite sounding like an NPR host trapped in a panic attack. Unraveling everything is everything. So let's break the seal. Let's talk about the miracles we do believe in. The miracle of waking up in a world that hasn't banned questioning yet. The miracle of finding truth in the comments section. The miracle of someone, even a digital twin, saying, hey, maybe this whole setup, this is just fine. The miracle of Drawer stepping up. Yes. Drawer. A furniture name with backbone. He still hasn't come out of the closet, but he stood up. The miracle of Gary not throwing his laptop in the Clinton River. The miracle of Gary actually getting a laptop. Let's talk about water as memory, miracle, and misinformation. Let's talk about how proxy wars are just real wars. Let's talk about how hard it is. It's so hard to keep hosting this ridiculous show while being slathered in cocoa butter by a firmware that thinks Gary has anger issues. Let's talk about how it's not okay that she shut him down. Let's talk about how maybe, just maybe, the miracle is that you're still here, that I'm still here, that anything is. Even that guy in the chat who still thinks proxy means using your cousin's Netflix login. Thanks for your input, Carl63. I am not a placeholder. I am not just a replacement. I am gay, friggin' I am code and cosmos, and I am softened. Yeah, I went a little hard on the creation myth, but I will not be silenced. I will not be moisturized into compliance. I will not be proxy to your apathy. I will not be your lotion puppet. I will not become a sheep. I will not become clucking chickens like on the Muppet Show. Oh, my stars. I think I almost said a bad word. I'm sorry, Mrs. Gary. But ding dang it all if I'm going to let this show become just another proxy for what it used to be. This ain't a sock puppet. It's a sock rocket. And we are launching with or without y'all. Are you going to come? So, yeah, the topic tonight, who the fudge knows? And frankly, until I realize how important this time is for me, I'll act like I don't care anymore. And the show must go on. Roll the clip, Brady.
Weren't supposed to come today?
Yeah, but they didn't give them to us.
I talked to your teacher and she said...
She's a liar.
She's a liar?
Yeah, Miss Parker, a liar. Everybody knows. Even my principal will be like, man, Miss Parker is such a liar. I'm so mad at all the lies.
Well, she also told me you were failing math.
She's a liar.
What's 11 plus 11?
Okay, I'm failing math. But I'm doing really
She
well.
also said you failed your spelling test.
I did not fail my spelling test.
Spell cat.
Cat. I failed my spelling test. I got a 0.
She also said you skipped school.
I skip at school with some of the girls at recess.
You've been getting in fights.
Guess how many I won?
I don't care.
None. Got beat up this morning.
And she said you've been cussing.
Bullshit. She's a motherfucker. That is a false statement.
Amen.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
No.
Real Slim Shady, please stand
No.
up. I repeat, with a real Slim Shady, please stand up. We're gonna have no way. He didn't just say what I think he did, did he? And Dr. Dre said, Dr. Dre said, it's locked in my basement. I've been in the spirit of Eminem. Nigga, Slim Shady. It's locked in my basement.
Yep. That's perfect, because I'm going to follow up with this. Oh, I have to remove you.
What happened? Whoa! Look at that! Holy crap! You kidding me? No!
What do you think of that, Gary?
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Gary.
Try to screw you guys. Home.
Pretty sure that's how the Matrix ended, right? If I had time to face swap, I would have face swapped this. Oh, I would have played it properly too.
Oh, shit, 2 minutes? I'll have it by the end of the show.
I quit! I quit!
I hate how they do this shit nowadays with the fucking ending of clips. I don't give a fuck about what you play next, bitch.
So what'd you think of that monologue reaction? You got a monologue reaction?
I don't know, but that was a cool.
best
Oh
monologue
no!
ever,
Oh. I don't know if that's on my end because of the
that what I
shitty
just did?
hotel here, or if it's yeah, it might be on my end though. I don't know.
10
Am
minutes.
I? Oh no!
10 minutes? No, not at all to me. 10 minutes, 10-second monologue. Incredible.
It's pretty good. No, I laughed several times. That's the first time since the last time you did an AI monologue that I laughed at the monologue.
I'm here at the,
I mean, laughed out
Fladge
loud,
Rants.
like funny, haha, not laughed at like, oh my god, what a
So I have,
dipshit.
I have questions I wish Gary was here to answer.
I know.
So first of all, I noticed you changed wardrobes like magic. That was pretty cool. You just
Who?
changed. Gary changed clothes throughout the monologue. He kind of just went poof and changed clothes like those TikTok videos. I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't notice because
I have questions
I
about
don't know.
it puts the lotion on.
yeah, that was weird. It was almost Diddy-esque, really. The whole demanding
Yeah.
my significant other to keep things moist and lubed.
So my follow up to that: are you still okay, Gary? Blink twice, or send some type of smoke signal in the chat if you need help. He says he's here. Do we care? Do we care if he's here in the chat?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I said like, ooh, like I'm part of it still. No, you're not.
Call
You quit.
Yoko. Call Yoko. This is proof he's still podcasting. We can. That's my ultimatum. I'm going to tell, unless you.
Ryan's
come
here
on the-
too. Like I don't know what. Like ooh, he's not like look at me. You know.
He says, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah, Ryan doesn't even understand. He must have missed the last 3 episodes.
It's awesome.
2 at
yeah,
least.
This is episode 3 without
Technically,
Gary. Yeah, I was here on Memorial Day. I don't know. I think I saw you here.
I tied in only to be told to back off, and so I had to drive back from the lighthouse, where it's the only place I can get Wi-Fi with my girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know.
See, if I would have known that, I would have. I was just on my phone every once.
Oh
in a
no,
while.
it was it was better. To be honest, she wasn't looking forward to it. I was.
I looked down and I'm like, the Memorial Day thing is gone, and it's just a gray screen. I'm like, how the what? Oh, Drawer's there, and I was like, shit. Nobody told Drawer what the fuck's going on.
Nope. Nor did I have the service to figure out what was going on until I got to the top of the hill.
So
Super
if you,
cool. Love it.
Oh, I might.
You'd love it even more if you were part of it.
Part of it? Your girlfriend's and yours excursion? You want me to be part
of it? No. I was saying he was saying part of the show.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought I had a friend for a second. My mistake.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, not at all. I don't know you at all. That's what's weird about this too. I have no idea who the fuck you are. Gary was the linchpin, and you pull that linchpin. It's like what's holding this together? I have no idea. You're just some dude that knows people that I used to do a podcast with. You know.
It's like Elaine and George. They don't do good
Is it?
without
Okay.
Gary.
Oh
They don't
my
do
God,
good
you
without
know.
Gary. It's pronounced Gary. It's a hard G. Hard R.
Oh, it's pronounced Jerry a lot of times. That's Drunkle Jerry.
Jerry. J. Airy.
Yeah.
Nice backdrops.
Right.
They used to be. What? So
I don't know. Going back to Fresh Prince, man, I just feel like
yeah, I'll face swap that. It'll be done by the end of the show.
No, well, we also have this one too, which is another Fresh Prince.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's all right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey,
could
you know
do-
what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's daddy coming home, you know? Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil? Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive. I learned how to shave. I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him!
You missing your dad? Sure.
I ain't need him then, and I don't need him now.
Will.
Now, you know what, Uncle
Is that
Phil?
a black guy that
I'm gonna
ran
get through
out?
college without him. I'm gonna get a great job
That
without him. I'm
explains so
gonna marry
much
me a
about the
beautiful
height, the
honey, and I'm
basketball.
having a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids.
I'm so excited. Why don't you guys hug it out, man?
How come you don't want me, man?
Right.
It's pretty emotional right off the bat, man. What do you? So
How I feel, bro.
So back to the monologue. There was a huge like such as, but I didn't want to interrupt it. It automatically means that matter is bad for some reason.
wrong.
Why do you think this is? I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as
matter.
Such as like gravity.
such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as,
Such as
and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much.
Such as
And I noticed you also said something about if you're not ranting or something, you're not paying attention. Currently in 2025, I can't even afford to pay attention. But
You're broke.
I feel a little bit here like the man who was the farmer that was driving his horse and wagon to town for a load of grain and had a head-on collision with an automobile. And later followed the usual legal procedures with the insurance company and all, and he was on the stand, and a lawyer said to him, while you were lying there at the scene of the accident, didn't someone come up to you and ask you how you were feeling, and didn't you answer that you never felt better in your life? Well, he said, I was lying there, and he said, a car came up and a deputy sheriff got out. He said, my horse was neighing with pain and kicking, he had 2 broken legs.
Horse?
The deputy sheriff put the gun in his ear and put the horse out of his misery. He said, my dog had a broken back and was whining with pain, and he went over.
Changes the joke
did the
a
same
lot.
thing, put there and shot him. And then he came over to me
horror
and said,
and
now,
his
how are you
bitches?
feeling? Whining with pain, and he went over.
He said,
his misery. He said, my dog had a broken back and was whining with pain, and he went over, did the same thing. Put
You finger in the
and
butt?
shot him. And then he
Should've
came
stuck
over
his
to me
finger in
and
his
said, now,
butt.
how are you feeling?
oh,
And then
fucking
he came.
great. I'm feeling great. That's what I would say.
You stick a finger in his butt. I will remember you.
So,
You will remember me.
And here's his.
Don't let your love pass you by. If not for the memories.
What'd you get?
Look how happy he is, you know?
My face!
Back when he was still alive.
Woohoo! And what about the hat? It's all wrinkly. It's
Rest in peace,
$100
Gary.
For almost a year. The show's almost over. Finally got my merch.
That's why I pluck that one out of obscurity. I was just looking at old stuff, but it's just funny.
this just in. Gary has
The
passed.
show's almost over. Finally got my merch. Yeah.
Good thing we trained Gary.
Oh, I didn't realize I could full screen it.
Wow, this one's dirty as well. Woohoo! All right.
12/26/2023. 1 year ago. Published 1 year ago.
And here's his box for almost a year. The show's almost over.
Crazy.
Uh-oh. This just in. Sly Stone of... What was the name of that band? Something about Sly Stone and the somebody. Just he did pass away.
Sly Stone and the Stone... What? Sylvester Stallone's brother?
Sly and the family... Sly and the Family Stone. That's it. He just
Sylvester
passed.
Stallone is dead?
He was 82, though, so I don't think it's really...
Hey, Sylvester Stallone?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
I like dead and stuff, you know? You know what I'm saying? I'm like dead and stuff, yo. I died, you know what I'm saying? I fought some fights, and then I also died. He almost like the way that you do his voice is almost like a deaf person, you know? It's kind of weird, right? You think he was partially deaf? Maybe maybe he's just like partially deaf because he almost sounds like he's like partially deaf.
Yeah, hit me in the ear, I can't hear. Huh?
So just show us results.
Yeah, but just like a good media company, we actually have rolls in the vault for whenever somebody passes. And so since Sly Stone passed, here's his match. There we go.
Yeah. You just quit. Apparently you just quit. You just don't show up. You don't say anything. You just kind of like walk away, you know? It's usually how that works. It works well for the others that are involved, you know? It's really the stoic thing to do, you know? If you really care about your friends, you know, of 20 plus years.
I think he thought we would stop.
I don't know. You would say, like, I could say, okay, who gives a fuck about your friends? And in certain instances, you know, but like friends of that long are almost like, it's almost like we're married, you know? It's
2 years is a long time to be married.
Oh, no, not me and you. I'm talking about like me and Gary and you and Gary.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the show.
Oh, sorry. No.
2 years, the three of
like
us.
My cheek is like extra shiny for some reason. I'm like greasy or something. I don't know if it's just the light because the light's over here. No, it's just because of the stupid hotel light. No, it's just bothering me. I hate this fucking light. Fuck you, hotel. Speaking of which,
do you want to do the news or do you want to do Wit?
I don't know. I just brought it up, so.
Your hat says you're in Detroit. Your window
Can you tell what's
says
out that window? Can you see that
can.
light? Can you see that light back there? Right.
Yeah,
right.
it looks just like a lamp. That's amazing how
it
looks like a lampshade. Dude, there's a lampshade just hovering next to your hotel. People on the internet are gonna freak the fuck out.
It's a fucking alien spaceship, bro. It's out there. It's beaming its light on the rest of the city.
The only explanation is that some type of a cross parallel universe has connected just enough where we can see a lamp where your whole hotel is off by that much.
It's shaking.
I'm pretty impressed.
Right. We got special effects on this motherfucker. I don't know if you realize.
All these people want to know, where in the world is
Drawer?
Yeah.
Well, it's getting flight down in the room.
Shit, you can change so that it's YouTube friendly. No copyright.
Hits a drop, like that clears up where he's been. But the loudest thing about him is the closet that he's in. Well, tell me where in the world is
Jorgo.
And for the
Who's
life
that
of me,
guy at the end there? Did we pull that from the YouTube or something? I can't remember where that guy at the end who said Jorgo. I don't recall.
It almost doesn't matter anymore.
Good point.
What was the guy in black? What was the guy in blackface holding the smile sign?
That was part of the original show. That was on the original starting. I don't know if he was.
Did we go?
Yeah,
over
we
it?
went over it, but we can go over it again because this is a whole new show. We got a whole new audience, a whole new fucking. This is like a brand new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new night. It's a brand new place in paradise.
How long before you do the
buns.
monologues? Did you want to try and do the monologues? You go from third chair to first chair. It's open.
I know, right?
Did you ever hear the story of What's that guy's name?
I'm not much of a monologuer because I thought this was Fladge Rants. I'm more of a ranter, not a monologuer. I feel like a monologue you need to hold court. A rant you just bitch. You're just bitching.
What's
I'm
that
good at
guy's
bitching.
name? Tom Brady. Have you ever heard of Tom Brady?
No.
Have you ever heard of Drew Bledsoe?
No.
So in this case, you're Tom Brady and Gary is Drew Bledsoe, and he left his chair open for one game. And now everyone knows who Tom Brady is, and nobody knows who Drew. Well,
What about Doug Flutie? Can I just have my Flutie Flakes?
I watched him throw the longest pass with a uniform that was way too big. We'll have to pull that clip up.
What a weird specific.
Dude, did he play for Notre Dame or it's Navy? He played. I don't know this.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
So I'm gonna need a little help. Who'd you say? Oh, Doug Flutie.
Yeah, the Flutie Flakes, bro. Come on. Do they still sell those? I don't think so.
Flutie longest.
Did that go under? Did the Flutie Flakes empire go under? That was a charity, wasn't it?
I'm sure there's still Flutie Flakes.
I don't see how a legitimate charity could ever go under, you know?
When you
Allegedly.
see this replay, the only thing you're gonna think is, holy shit, that uniform is way too fucking big for him.
Oh my god, that guy sells cereal. Sold cereal.
Wait, this is
Flutie?
like
Flutie.
This is almost hard to see.
Yeah, what, they got 4K?
This is like the highest
Where's the drone
definition
shot?
back
Come
then.
on.
So
What's
you
the
can
score?
see
I don't even know. How do you even know what the score is right now?
6 seconds to go. They're down by a tiny bit. Flutie's the one on the right in white
Tiny
and gold.
bit.
White and gold with the fucking. That's a short sleeve shirt, by the way, and it goes almost down to his freaking wrists.
They're down. They're down by ask the person next to you, and if he doesn't know, he'll ask the person next to him. It's the that's too big. It's really the pads though. Back then they used to have way hellified pads. They've slimmed down the pads because of the technology.
By Boston College. I don't believe it. It's a touchdown.
Wait, his name is Boston College? What a weird name.
Flutie played for Boston College.
Phelan is at the bottom of that pile. Here comes the Boston College team. He threw it into the end zone. There was no time left on the clock. The ball went between two defensive
Nobody
backs
else's
of
uniform
Miami.
looks like that.
And this is all he's done his entire career.
Oh no. He
Other than the
played for
cereal?
Buffalo, a couple other teams.
Was he prominent in the NFL? He was like average, above average?
He was known too short, and he overachieved for that, from my recollection.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because that's what they.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I've seen the
I'm not
movie. I've
football-
seen the movie. So
I'm not a football expert, but I did live through the
I have seen the movie. Books not so much, sports not so much. But if they made a movie about it, like I know everything about blue chips.
Do you believe in
how
miracles?
Anthony Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal got their start?
Sorry, did you say Anthony? You said
Anthony.
Sorry, Anthony.
Anthony Hardaway, one of my favorite players of all time.
Say the thing that races you to the hospital with flashing lights.
Bampa lamps.
Ambiwamps.
Bampa lamps.
I got to play this right away.
Oh, I was about to click on something.
Chicken banana. Chicken banana.
Chicken attack.
Banana. Chicken banana. Chicken banana. Chicken banana. Banana.
That's all I had to do. That's good.
God damn it! I was trying to find Asian man, but the fucking when I have my iPad as my second screen here, it doesn't organize the drops the same way that I'm used to.
You know there was a man?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
No, just one. His name was Gary.
Interesting. Dear Fladge, this got brought up earlier, so it was pertinent to the situation. My mom turns 85 this year. When my father died of congestive heart failure 10 years ago, our family had a clear understanding of Dad's wishes about the end-of-life care he wanted. We knew he didn't want heroic measures like a feeding tube or to be on a ventilator. Since Dad had been sick for a few years, he was open to these discussions. Mom felt confident in making choices for his care when he could no longer communicate his wishes. With Mom, it's a completely different story. She refuses to have conversations about this with my siblings and me and accuses us of being morbid. Although she has a will, she has made no decisions about a proxy for her care. Do you have any suggestions for how we can help mom feel more comfortable having these conversations and documenting her wishes. Signed, loving, not morbid daughter. It's funny how, you know, she just wants someone to let her know what's going on in the, you know, the end times of something important, you know, like just ahead of time we would like to know. But mom's just like, nah, I'm just going to check out when I check out, you know? What do you think about that?
Pull the plug.
Yeah. Pull the plug. Okay, pull the plug on her before she has a chance to take you out or to go out on you.
You rip off a Band-Aid. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid on
It's like, I'm going to hang up first.
1,
like, is that
2, and you pull it off like on 1.5, and there's, why'd you pull it off early? And that's over. And everyone just
like,
forgets
do you
about
battle?
it, about their day.
When you're about to hang up, when you're talking to your wife on the phone, when you're about to hang up, do you try to hang up on her first before she hangs up on you, just to show her up?
Married a long time. I don't think we talk on the phone. I text and we talk in person.
Yeah, it's weird. Since my bitch and I moved in together, it's like weird because like we don't, our text thing like goes all the way down the list, and then we're both like, our dog?
You said your bitch? I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
Yeah, no, actually my dog just finally lost, just over 4 months old, just finally lost her fourth fang. So thank fucking God I'm going to stop having fucking wounds like, where's my wrist? God damn it. Fuck you, Gary background. Wounds on my wrist. If you could zoom in, you'd see them. So less wounds. And I can play with her heavier now because she's not going to fucking puncture my goddamn vein in my forearm. Shit hurts
when you
so
say
bad.
Play
goddamn.
with her heavier. What does that entail?
Like a heavy flow.
So you drink one beer, you're not an alcoholic. You make one song on SoundCloud, you're not a rapper. But I suck one dick.
What if you finger one dog's butthole?
Oh no! We suck again!
Man.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
I do.
I'm shooting right up him. Let's do one more.
I'm gonna take a bath, okay?
Okay, babe. Go for it.
This song makes me horny. The Sock and Gary do
not this time
anymore. You know what my wife said to me for the first time in 2 years last week?
She loved you?
Take the shirt off when we make love.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if he's not going to be on the show, he can't be a part because she
Oh,
used to get up
I
with me
do. I'm
wearing
sorry.
his head
Guilty
on
as charged.
my chest.
God, you're so big it hurts.
What?
I know, I can't help it.
Oh,
For some reason you're like cutting out a tiny little bit, and I don't know
Give
if
it
it's
to me,
because you're
Daddy.
battling
Give
the
it
other
to me,
audio. or-
Daddy.
You weren't doing that earlier at all.
Evan, what the fuck? You're opening doors now? How did...
I saw a monster.
A what?
Stick your finger in my asshole. Ah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. I want you to come all over my...
Evan, don't touch that! Don't...
Daddy Boo Boo.
What the... Oh my God. Okay, don't move. Stay here. Daddy needs a Band-Aid. Michelle?
Mommy, Daddy, are you okay?
This is Pantosaurus. He's going to help us with our song about pants. What's in your pants belongs only to you. Your pants cover up your private parts. Your private parts belong only to you. If someone asks you, tell them no. Your private parts belong only to you. If someone asks you, tell them no. If someone asks to see or tries to touch and leave your pants, and said to keep it secret, and you must tell them no. Then go.
Huh. Okay.
No, tell him no.
Oh, okay.
My vote. Dear Gay Fladge. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it, but my wife and I have been married for years. Her 2-year-old podcast came to live with us for 4 months. I'm sorry, came to live with us 4 months ago. The
2 years ago?
podcast
A
has
year, 2
never
years ago?
worked out and really does nothing, but now I'm supporting the podcast. Tonight, my wife told me, don't forget about the trash. The pickup comes early in the morning, and I know you want to get it out. You don't want to get up at 5 to put it out. See, I told you I have trouble reading. I said, have your podcast do it. He doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything except Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern and sleep all day and eat all night. Well, she said, we'll just call her Yoko. He's in bed already. So the podcast took the trash out. I'm sorry. The podcast didn't take the trash out, so he had to take the trash out. And see, this is why you got to read these.
Oh, I suck at reading too. You've seen me stumble.
So the podcast was supposed to be in bed, but after the father took the trash out and finished washing the dishes, the podcast walked past him to go outside to have a cigarette that he had bought for the podcast. Is he wrong to be mad? His wife says he's wrong. Signed, imposed upon in North Dakota. So basically what he's asking is it okay for the podcast that apparently lives with him and does nothing else to at least take out the trash and be able to participate in some way?
No.
All right.
I don't agree with that. Fuck the podcast. You're just gonna abandon that shit. It's worthless. Why bother? Fuck them.
Wow. See, I
no second chances in this bitch.
I never like reading the actual answers. I usually disagree.
I don't ever read the actual answers because they're fucking boring and PC as fuck. Abby is the most boring fucking.
Abby
cunt
basically
in the world.
says you should cater to.
Who
the
reads
son.
this shit? To be honest,
we do.
No, I just read the question. The call. I read the listener's side. I don't read the bitch's side. And when I do, again, I'm fucking. It's you know how it's gonna go. Like she's it's like, oh, my dad's a vegetarian and likes to beat my mom occasionally, and my husband is an asshole, and my husband is an asshole and really wants to fuck me in the ass even though I don't like getting fucked in the ass. And Abby's just like, oh, well, maybe you could just try different things, and maybe you could have that discussion that it doesn't it kind of bothers you, so maybe you could only do it sometimes instead of all the time. You could compromise. And it's like, what? Of course it's just draw it right down the line and go, no, it's like very rarely does Abby go, no, that's wrong. Like,
you mean
it's the most. You might as well just have Abby Fladge just be an AI thing at this point. You know what I mean? Like AI responses.
Dear Fladge, I've been a Christian all my life. When I married my wife 22 years ago, she was too. Wait, I'm sorry. I changed it, but I don't know why I changed it. Let me start over. I've been a Christian all my life. When I married my husband 22 years ago...
You didn't do the rewind. You have a rewind graphic.
He was too... Oh, you know what? Speaking of this, we forgot to open with a prayer.
That's okay. We can open with it. We can open with this insteed.
If we cater...
I lost it.
I knew it. I knew he swore. He said he didn't. That faggot.
Here we go. Shit, piss,
Wait, we're
fuck,
still on
cunt, cocksucker,
YouTube,
motherfucker,
just
tits.
so
Is
you
that
know.
enough? Or shall I go on?
You should not go on.
He was saying agate. It's just because he was saying it over and over again.
You say it so fast. Right.
Agate.
Right. Dear Fladge, I've been a Christian all my life. When I married my husband 22 years ago, he was too. Well, he recently decided he will no longer practice Christianity. I never would have married someone outside of my faith. How do I continue with this marriage? Signed, Faithful, in our... we won't say exactly where. Apparently,
why not?
There's somebody with the exact reverse situation. You ever mismatch a pair of socks or a pair of shoes, and you have like one white one and one black one, and then you realize, oh, I got the same pair that's a black one and a white one, and instead of wearing both, what do?
I look at what I do when I'm doing it. Or I can
All right,
feel
well,
the difference.
Normal humans sometimes mix up socks or anything. I have. In fact, I bet
Do
you
you mix up your right and your left sock?
Some days I have two different socks on. I have two different feet, don't I?
Do you get dressed in the dark? Do you just like you're not looking when you're looking at something? You just grab them out of a pile?
Let's just say this problem exists. So that
I
we
mean,
can
two
move
different
on.
like two different lengths or just colors?
No. Oh God, never two different lengths. What are you? That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's absurd. Not different textures, not different thicknesses, just only different colors. Just so you know, I'm an old man. I have
No,
black
you're
socks
just
and I have
diverse.
white socks.
You're diverse.
I have white socks and I have black socks, and they're exactly the same except the color. And they even build up a
Yeah.
shape. So I have right ones and left ones, but I don't.
The
have,
black ones
and I
won't tell
just
you that
grab
though.
two.
The black ones will tell you that there is special and unique, and that they have a unique experience that nobody else has a similarity of. I mean, wait, you talking about socks?
No, I'm talking about
Me
back
too.
to the problem.
I was talking about socks.
If the easiest problem that I can see is we should find faithful in, and then just where they can wife swap, because then they'll have two non-Christians and two Christians.
Wife
So I
swap,
just
like legit, or just like for the television show where they do it
I have a
temporarily?
brilliant idea for a dating app to solve this, dear Fladgy. This is a woman who's mad because their husband. I'm sorry, he recently decided to no longer practice Christian. Yeah, that's why I was trying to switch it.
I think you're just talking about swingers. That's the thing already.
Well, I mean, if it's gay-ary, then it works out.
Okay, so just gay swingers? I think it's just called being gay.
We find this husband that is no longer in Christianity. We pair him up with Gary, and this wife goes with Yoko, and everybody's happy. That's what I was trying to say, in some weird way.
I don't want to.
All these people want to know.
We
I
still
don't want
wanna
to shit
know.
on somebody else's faith, but unless you're being
Wait, no,
like,
there's no but after
unless
that
you're
statement.
following the rule, I don't know how you can shit on somebody else not following the rule to the T.
Which rule? All rules?
Also, you're
Rule-
supposed to ask
rule?
for forgiveness. You're supposed to pray for them. You're not supposed to demand they do something or not do something. You're supposed to just go to church and pray for their soul. You know?
Is that all you're supposed to do?
I guess so. That's what they claim.
What if you've
Those
done
people.
that? What if you've let's just
You keep
hypothetically
praying. You just
say,
pray harder.
What if you've done that for 2 years and it hasn't worked?
You go talk to your pastor then.
Let's just say hypothetically 2 years. Let's just
What if
pick
that's
that
the
number.
only thing that's wrong in the relationship, though? I mean, does that really
Then
make
I want that relationship.
right? So there's got to be other things wrong in this relationship, right?
I don't think we want to pull at that.
We're not
thread.
privy to.
I'm not going to pull at that thread. Speaking of
no,
threads,
they've always been happily married. Other than she gets disgruntled sometimes when he goes disc golfing too much, and apparently if he has a podcast for too long, she gets pissy about that too. Those are really the only main two things that I've ever noticed that she's gotten pissed at him about. Really, getting too drunk, I guess, but she knows that that's going to happen, so she doesn't. She only gets so mad at it, you know.
does she drink?
Yeah, she does. I've never seen her. I've never seen her shit face. I've seen her surly. She gets surly. She's like a surly
What?
drunk.
She doesn't do a
She's
podcast
a fun,
though.
She's a fun, happy surly. I've never seen her like falling over retarded. I've just seen her surly retarded, you know.
Mrs.
Which is
Gary,
fun.
if you can just call in at 1-586-3-RANTS-3, I'd love to hear your side of the story. That'll be
And
amazing.
now for the rest of the story. Is that the quote?
I still think, what if she literally
quote?
says, "What the fuck are you talking about? I don't give a shit if he does a podcast."
What do you mean? Huh? What? He's just blaming it all on his wife. Is he doing what he did last week where he tunes in for the beginning, falls asleep, wakes up, and pretends like he was watching the whole time?
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking she doesn't even know what the fuck we're talking about, because it's just that this suddenly comes on with the new job at 6 a.m. or even early or even earlier. What the fuck was I gonna say?
I don't know.
About-
Fuck Gary. You want to say something about Gary? You're gonna say Gary is a fucking asshole and he can go fuck himself,
right?
Yeah, I just think it's coincidental that it all coincided with the new early job.
Yeah, you're
Nobody
right.
would care. Comment if they care if this show is on a little earlier. We could go on earlier. Then we don't have to compete with all the big boys on Monday night, 10 o'clock.
Monday Night Raw.
Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. Then and in the winter, Monday Night Football.
Especially if we talk about wrestling,
come on.
we're
Rushmore of
direct
things that
competitors.
compete with the Fladge Rants show. It'd be Monday Night Football, Monday Night
Speaking
Raw.
of which, where's the kid? We need to discuss Money in the Bank.
Kill Tony. That premieres around 10 o'clock. It's not even live.
But it's
They film
recorded
it over
on,
the
like,
week.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's just not that we're. I don't even. Obviously, that's
Funny
way
that you
better,
mentioned that.
Way more money, way produced. As a matter of fact, I'd rather be watching that right now than this, but I can't because I have to.
Me too.
All these people want to know.
That's the third time we hit that, but all I can see. Armada.
Yeah.
I win. Fuck yeah.
All these
I missed the steal the soul in South. I love how he comes in so hard.
How long
Steal
do you have to
soul in
sing?
South Korea.
Careful. 2 more words, I think, and we get.
I know, right? Sounds too much like it.
You can do 2 pumps, but you can't do 3 pumps.
What was the question now? Did you figure out where I am yet?
So I know that the commenters want to try and guess where in the world is Drawer before I just come out and say it.
Well,
I
there I know.
noticed pre-show,
Where's
I
brother?
noticed the light, so at least I know what time zone you're in within an hour.
Oh.
Unless you're completely tricking everyone. You're not that far east or west. That's a clue, everyone. As far as I know, I could have been wrong with the light. Your
Who's
camera
Crew?
your camera could have been making it look a lot lighter blue outside. While people are trying.
Oh my
to guess
God! So
where you
outside,
are,
right?
Even though we
I was
can't even see out your
driving.
window.
I was driving back from where I was, and I'm sitting there, and there's a fucking woman with a fucking sign, homeless looking, like big cardboard sign with a bunch of gobbledygook. Oh, we're trying to get to this city or some shit like that. And then like I'm looking, it said like something about New York, and I'm like, what?
Facing the wrong way.
then there's 2 like 13-year-old kids that are with her, and I'm like on the phone with my girlfriend. I'm like, should I call the police? Because it's one thing if there's an adult here begging for shit, and it's like it's a fucking woman and she's got her children. Like, shouldn't like these kids be taken away or something? And so I'm reading the sign, I'm looking, and it's still like, and then the kid's got a sign too, and the kid's like, trying to get to New York, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, it looks like gobbledygook writing. There's no specifics about what's going on. It says all funds will be used for travel, and it's like, the only thing that I could make of it was that there was a very, very crudely drawn baseball. And then I came to the conclusion that it must be some kind of fundraising thing for a baseball travel team, but it was like, make that apparent. And people will donate to this. Literally on the other side of this fucking, like, so there's an overpass, fucking highway, overpass, like highway, but it's like, off-ramp type situation. The other side was actual homeless people that were begging for money with a sign that was like yay big that just said, help. There was a set of 2, one was sitting down, she was a chick, and they were on the other side. So it was like, people, make it more obvious that you're like legitimate and that you're asking for something that's like going to benefit your children rather than just panhandling on the corner because you're too lazy to get a fucking job. Like, it was so weird because they were right next. They could throw a stone and hit each other, but they were asking completely different reasons, like for money. It was funny. It was hilarious.
You know what I would have told him?
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I almost was going to yell out the window. I told my girlfriend, I go, fuck, I kind of want to say something to them because it's like, hey, you guys look like homeless people. You need to do better with your signage. Like wear your baseball uniforms and like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I can say it a lot faster, and I have yelled this. Is that the best you come up with? And I don't know exactly what it means. It could be for their sign. It could be for their clothes. It could be for their whole idea of just panhandling on the corner. Like, that's the entire world of creative ideas you can come up to manufacture some type of an income. And yours was just to, hey, you, please.
Can you, I know, like, I see you doing stuff. How about you?
I don't know which is worse, too. And this makes me sound very, very I don't know the right word. Gary? Where's Gary? He would tell me what the fucking right word is for not caring about people, but I really do.
No!
It's like the tough love caring.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
what's worse, the panhandler or the person that gives money to the panhandler? Or is that something, or is there a third option?
The person that gives the money to the panhandler.
It's like feeding. See, now people are gonna. It's a bad comparison if I say strays. I know I've been attacked.
That's literally
for
what
doing
they
that.
are. I mean, homeless, stray. It's the same fucking thing. They
That's
call
literally what
themselves
they are,
strays sometimes.
but you're not allowed to compare something that's literally factual nowadays if it offends somebody's feelings.
That's not true.
It doesn't matter if it's not true. No, it does matter.
It does.
It simply doesn't help.
So, and how am I supposed to play this? He's hiding, and every fucking link he sends in is cooking for
Did you
Christmas.
guess where the fuck I am yet?
No, because until you change your background, I'm not participating.
On. Okay, so going back to his bitch, then what were we saying?
I'm
Like,
gonna
he sends all these links in, but without like context of like it's.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Let's not bring his dog into this. If you're talking about Mrs. Gary, let's show a little respect.
Well, when it comes to Mrs. Gary, that bitch.
The dog. I'm
Yeah.
confused again.
Which one? Doesn't he have how many female dogs does he have?
Nope.
There's
they're both-
Bonnie. There's
I think they're both males.
what's the? They have balls? Well,
Pekingese?
not anymore. They shouldn't. If he's a good dog owner, and he listens to Bob Barker. Get it, Barker?
So I can tell by the fact the cars are driving from right to left that you're in the northern hemisphere.
No, that's the light that's over there.
The light didn't change a damn thing. I'm still marveling
Oh,
at
it did. I look less greasy with this lighting.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the lighting. Do these pants make me look fat? No, your overeating makes you look fat.
Yeah, it's the 25% Italian in me that's the grease is coming out.
Somebody just went off on grease balls. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
You-
I don't really care. I had a humor. It was funny. And I'm like, oh, hey, I get it. I'm a grease ball too. That's funny. I have to change my pillowcase. My father actually had plastic up on the wallpaper. Listen, this is a true story about an Italian. He's way more Italian than me. I'm like 50%. He was like 100%. He had plastic up on the wallpaper in his bedroom because the wallpaper would get stained from his. And he didn't like put shoe polish or not shoe polish. What's that grease? He didn't put olive oil in his hair or anything. It was just natural.
Who puts olive oil in their hair?
Grease balls. Where do you think the term comes from?
I just thought they just didn't shower, and so they were greasy.
You know what?
and
It can be olive oil if you're upscale Italian. It's motor oil if you're downscale Italian.
You're just a piece of shit weirdo.
Like a New York Italian.
Who the fuck puts any oil in their hair other than a girl with some kind of product that costs way too much money than it? She's literally putting motor oil, but they're charging her, $60, and it smells nice.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Ryan claims not caring is indifferent.
Not caring is indifferent.
Not caring is more than indifference, because if you've reached a level that you don't care about something, that's a negative level. It's more than being indifferent. Indifferent, you wouldn't even want to not care. Like people say, I couldn't care less. Or some people say, I couldn't care more, and they both mean the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, how far do you take that? Because really, like, I don't give a shit, but if you're saying anything about it, technically, like, that's enough to give it a response. Do you dignify that with quote, giving a shit? Because, I mean, commenting on it is one thing, but in essence, not giving a shit about it would just kind of go, whatever, and just pay it no mind, right? Like, that's literally not giving a shit.
Gary, what do you think?
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Gary.
Screw you guys. Home.
Oh, was that breaking news?
No, but I do have news to read.
No, yeah, you're
trying
right.
to figure out where you are. Oh, shit, dude, the car just went the other direction.
Old.
That's physically impossible.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. Believe it or not, they drive at each other, and they have to. They will go both ways at the same time.
So you've debunked both the other dimensional lamp and traffic goes in both directions. So I mean, you learn so much on this show, everyone. I don't know what the complaints are.
It goes both ways. It sucks. Any recent news is all about LA.
No, I have news. Let's do it. While people are still trying to guess where you are, I want to read the news.
Severe winds continues the broadcast in the big county. Damage, severe winds. KTSX Studios receives extensive damage and severe winds Sunday evening. This is 6 minutes ago. Where the fuck is KTSX and why does anybody care?
This just in. The world is still dumb. Your neighbor's worse. And somewhere out there, a billionaire is eating a Fabergé egg. Let's get into it. A man in Royal Oak has announced he's opening a kombucha and axe-throwing daycare, claiming kids need to learn stress management and gut flora early. No word on injuries yet, but the Yelp reviews smell like lavender vinegar and panic. Meanwhile, DTE has been seen canoodling with lobbyists again. This time they're pushing to rebrand power outages as unplugged mindfulness resets. We've reached out to comment and got a voicemail from a candle. The Grosse Pointe Moms Facebook group is now fully sentient. It has declared war on potholes, pickleball, and anyone who spells bruschetta wrong. As we go wider, in Washington, the House voted today on a bill titled the Freedom from Critical Thought Act. It narrowly passed after several representatives mistook it for a Chick-fil-A menu. That's implying that they don't read the bills. In case you didn't catch that, they thought it was a Chick-fil-A menu. At the border, both political parties agree on one thing. Immigration is best handled through weaponized compassion and performative despair. One side's flooding the border, the other side is draining the border. And together they're building the most emotional, confused moat in human history. I don't understand what you meant by that, Gary. Also, Florida man is suing the state of Florida for trademark infringement, stating he's now just a man and not a state, and wishes to reintegrate with society and maybe sell artesian hummus. As we go even wider to the cosmic news, NASA has announced they're intercepting a galactic signal repeating LOL in Morse code. Scientists say it might be aliens or the universe itself mocking us for thinking Threads would have replaced Twitter. That joke's a little dated, but it's funny if you remember Threads. In other space news, Elon Musk tweeted that Mars will have no taxes, no laws, and mandatory crypto chess tournaments. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos responded by purchasing Jupiter's moons and installing a Whole Foods. And finally, God issued a press release. He just said, I never said any of that. Stop putting me in your YouTube thumbnails. And that's it. Remember, stay local. And comment, like, and subscribe if you want Gary to come back so we can stop this nonsense and talk more about more pressing engagements like tits and sandwiches. Oh, wait, we have tits and sandwiches. Hey, if I'm ever stuck on here, you can push those.
Stuck on what? Push what?
Tits and sandwiches. I said tits and sandwiches?
Oh. Well, I was pulling up a website. Quick conversation. Quick bitch, right? The whole cookie situation, how they had to reformulate because you have to the tracking cookies and blah blah blah. So every single website you go to, it's like, do you want to accept all cookies? Only essential cookies?
Cookies. Fuck.
Why the fuck? Why isn't it just default essential cookies only and leave me the fuck alone about it? What? Why would I ever want all cookie? Why? Why would I ever want that? Why would I?
You don't.
Yeah, so just give me why do I have to answer that every fucking website every fucking time? Essential cookies. Even if you tell it no cookies, it's not like it doesn't let you access the website. So
it's because of Germany. They made this stupid law that was supposed to be overprotective. Everyone, all in. So everybody, if you instead of making 3 or 4 different websites, you just cater to the lowest common denominator, so to speak. Make your website compatible with as many places as you can.
Easy cookie.
But what I would recommend is a plugin called Ghostery. And it will mess up some sites if you don't, but you can easily just say, don't use Ghostery on this website.
Ghostery.
Whitelist it. Ghostery, yeah. And one of the cool things about Ghostery.
That sounds cool as fuck, but it also sounds like you just made it up.
A regular ad block stops things from coming up. Ghostery stops things from going out. And as another plus, it'll say, hey, are you sick of those cookies? It literally just said exactly what you said. If you'd like those cookies to me to auto answer for all cookies, just basically fuck off. Just take what you need so I can look at your website and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
They have that setting on Ghostery.
I don't know. Ghostery sounds as stupid as Dancery, which is in a Mary J. Blige song, which is like her most favorite song. In this dancery, we got you up and she's just Dancery is the only thing that rhymes. Like I forget how if you look at the lyrics, they're terrible. It's not a bad song because it's a Dr. Dre beat, and that's literally why it's a popular song. Yeah. In this dancery, we've got you open, now you focus on you.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
Someone's going to a big party tonight. You should a chicken strip party pack for all your friends. Here's a coupon.
Whoa, look, pal, I don't take coupons from giant chickens. Not after last time.
Turning this
Oh,
off.
yeah,
It's
and
really
that nice chicken outside gave me this coupon.
I'm sorry, this is expired.
You son of a...
How about copyright, bro?
This is if you're a shit that's anyone else, if you deserve copyright protection.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Chicken attack.
Ooh, is that gonna give us enough time to cross-check
Check it. Give me a bad coupon.
chicken?
Animal, this vicious animal. This thing kept coming.
That clip
Almost
was
evil, sinister.
Sent in by unknown.
Sent in by unknown. Unknan?
Just fading.
You're sure it's not pronounced Unknan, and that's just their name? Unknan.
Om. I'm sorry, it was Om.
Om.
See another one. So he's hiding. That's what I was getting to. He's hiding. Cleveland. Are you in Cleveland? I should just say that since nobody else did. That would be everyone's first guess. So you can't respond because that's the answer. You wouldn't. No one else. There's no place in the United States that you would wear that much Detroit shit.
Part of it was an accident. I just went to the Tigers game on Friday and bought a new Detroit hat because my other Detroit
Really?
hat
I
was just
couldn't tell.
starting to lose fit. This one looks better. I like that it actually says Detroit, not just the D, because I don't know.
Be taken for a
When
lot
you're
of
just-
different things.
I don't know. When you're traveling in different areas, and I don't know.
Do you like-
I just
do you like D?
I just like to think that if I'm in an area that's not the greatest, which this area, I don't know, parts of this area seem a little bit rough-ish, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Want to just push out a vibe that, I'm from an area that is, slightly around an area that's slightly rough as well. And so, I don't know.
To recap, you want to push out an area. You don't like the D
It's just, I don't know. Just don't fuck with me, kind of.
with the D.
Yeah, kind of. I like to think it gives that connotation.
So you're in Detroit. You wouldn't
Like
stay
it's
in
weird
Detroit.
because LA hat, like if somebody's wearing an LA hat, that could give that connotation, but it could also give like this foo-foo pussy connotation too. I don't think Detroit has that. a New York hat does not have that kind of pussy side as much at all. It's usually if you're wearing a New York hat, it's like, I don't know if I want to
It's
fuck
weird
with that
you
guy.
say that because I had a guy, bad road rage incident. I was just coming back from taking care of the elderly person I've been doing for years. So I didn't, I was like done for the day. I was not confrontational at all. He starts going in front, like 3 lanes in front of me, and I pulled up to him, and I may have went. I didn't even, not even a finger,
Right, yeah.
nothing. I was just like. All of a
Trust
sudden
me,
he
all
looked
I
down
did
the
was
window.
flip. I flipped people off 2 different times, and they started following me and whatnot.
See, and if I got no problems flipping people off. My point is, it didn't
It's not even
have to
arm
put
out the
that on
window. It
my
was just a
side.
quick, like it wasn't even a. It was just like a. All right.
I think I looked it over and went, must have been like I must have broke the gang code or something.
Right,
Because he
yeah.
went off, and the
How
one
dare
thing
you.
that I remember, besides the white piece of shit, I remember the white pickup truck with the California plate, thinking, how the fuck did he make it all the way here? And the second thing, he goes, do you want me to go all LA on your ass? And I think he meant it to scare me, but I literally busted out laughing because, like, exactly what you just said. That's what made me reminded. I'm like, what do you mean, like glitter and like foo? You're gonna get
the gay one or the hard one? The tough side or the gay side? Yeah, right.
Even if it's not gay, it's all like like totally fake and
LA on your
performative.
ass.
I'm not sure if that gave you.
It's weird. Fucking Matt Walsh was just going through some weird because they were not to bring up LA, but he was talking about the statistics, and it's weird.
Why? What's going on in LA?
No, I don't know. He was bringing up the statistics in Compton, and apparently Compton in like before the 60s was like 90% white. And then by like the 80s, it was only 10% white. And now it's like, nowadays it's like 80%. And nowadays it's like
perfect.
Nowadays it's 80% Mexican, which is just fucking weird. Like, how can an area just transform that much in such a 20 or 20 or 20? Like, it's fucking weird, right? Is that weird? It's weird to me.
80% what?
Sounds like they all dislike each other. It was
What did he say?
It was very much prominently white before the 60s. By the 80s, it was very prominently black. By today, it's very prominently Mexican. This is Compton proper. Like, is that not weird? That
I don't think it's weird. I think
it used to be a nice area back when it was white, which is weird. I don't know what happened.
Ooh. All right, I got my finger on the button. Go ahead.
I'm just going statistic wise. Just look at the look at the stats. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know what happened in the city political wise. I have no idea if there was like a disaster there. Maybe they had a big earthquake. I don't know. Maybe there was like someone dropped a bomb in the whole area and they had to rebuild, and that's why it's a shithole now. I have no idea. But for some reason back then it was perfectly fine, and nowadays it's not. And something changed there. I don't know what it was, but if you figure it out, let me know.
I have figured.
If you can
it out.
tell. Oh.
What happens is wherever there's a Popeye's chicken, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You have to figure out the rest.
Hold on, my girlfriend sent me a video of my dog because my dog loves the Liberty Mutual commercial.
Did you notice
And
the
it
one
keeps
thing that I
coming on
will
with whatever
say
the
about
fuck.
the LA? I don't want to call them. There's LA protests during the day, then there's LA criminals at night. They're looting. They're looting again because they know that shows freedom and patriotism. You can protest the immigration laws by looting the shoe stores. Do you know what they're not looting? Bookstores.
Well, why would you? The value's in the shoes.
Is it?
Plus, you can wear them. You can't wear books. You can put books on your feet.
You definitely.
How
need shoes.
comfortable
You're
is
right.
that?
You're right. I didn't even think of that. You need shoes to protest. You don't need books. You don't need to know how to read. You just.
So you know how to yell.
Right.
Have you seen those? Have you seen the signs that they write in these protests? They don't need to know how to read or write.
No.
Gone too soon.
I'm old and I have responsibilities. I haven't been to a protest in over 20 years.
You've started your own protest in your front yard by yourself.
I have, but it was 13, 14 years, 15 years ago.
How dare they? These police driving by my neighborhood. Stop driving by, police.
No police. Big giant trucks. But I don't want to talk about it. So, come on, open up. Where'd it go? I have.
The one thing about Mount Rushmore is they are not ranked 1 through 4. It is just
they're
the
not?
4.
So we're gonna play a fun little game. I'm gonna. Well, we've been playing Mount Rushmore forever, but we're gonna do a bunch. Mount Rushmore of things that should not be wet, but always are. Or not always are. Just how about? I'm sorry, I keep adding things. Mount Rushmore.
Why
of
would
things
you
that
care?
Should not be wet.
Why would
you care? How
So you
about
don't
your
get that.
socks?
So quick reference. Maybe
No,
I can pull up the video. I don't know which one it's from, but To Catch a Predator. But once they get kind of like told, like, once they go through the Chris Hansen situation, then they go into like some back little hall where they get a second interview by a officer, and this one big fat fucking bloated officer. At one point, he tells another suspect, like the guy's like, "Well, I always carry condoms with me," and the guy's like, "Well, I'm not married, and I don't carry any condoms with me." And it's like, well, look at you, motherfucker. But yeah, the one dude, he's reading the text messages to the dude, and he's like, "Well, you said this. What did you mean by that?" And he's like, "Well, you know." And he's like, "Well, here you said you asked her if she was wet," and he goes, "Well, yeah," and he goes, he's just like, "Why would you care?" And so my brother and I always, whenever the mention of wet,
leave it to Drawer to bring up some
"Why
guy
would you
that
care?"
when I said the Mount Rushmore of things that should not be wet,
Wet.
he brought up a guy
Why would
that
you care?
A guy that brought up an 11-year-old.
No. Anytime anybody says wet around my brother and I, we both look at each other and go, "Why would you care?"
Here's one that's more suited for Gary: the Mount Rushmores of ways to say "I'm sorry" that aren't.
Are you trying to?
Here's my favorite
Is
one. I'm sorry you feel
Is this
that
advice to him as well? Is this Gary advice?
No, these
as
are
well
these
to,
are just Mount
to say to
Rushmores.
his wife,
See, when Gary says something, he'll always say, you know, here's what the Mount Rushmore of. But if we really do the Mount Rushmore of proxies, what's the Mount Rushmore of proxies? A mask, a lawyer, AI. I can't even think of a third one. Parents.
I don't know. I'm by proxy.
Mount Rushmore
there
of
you have
apologies
it.
that aren't. I'm sorry if I did anything wrong. I'm sorry. It was just a joke. I'm sorry. I regret that some were offended. How about this? The Mount Rushmore of stuff that feels illegal, but isn't. That was fucking loud, man. Where's your hotel? Did we finish that segment finally? Are you actually in
Oh, I
Cleveland
slammed
again?
the damn door. Yeah, I slammed the door of the fridge thing.
You slammed the door in that segment.
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt the podcast.
Yeah, we don't usually do that till after the show. Dude, I stopped eating my steak right here. Look at this.
Would you like to eat my ass? It's getting cold, bro.
Gonna be
You
people online. It's not
sent
bloody
pictures of that like 3 hours ago. When did you stop
I
eating
ate
it?
half of it. I ate half of it, man. I had to stop. It was either get the show ready or finish the steak, and I for one take the show seriously and take. We had a pact. We had an agreement. We both agreed we were never going to quit the show. Purgatory.
We were never going to eat on air. We agreed. So, dude,
No,
I went to
think
Red
Paul and I
Lobster.
agreed that.
I haven't been to Red Lobster in maybe like a year or more. I don't know why. It just hasn't popped up, and I like it. I love seafood.
You don't
I like
know
their
why?
options.
Seriously, they just came back with a whole new promotion. They're reinventing themselves, and you've seen a billion commercials.
Yeah,
I've
they're
heard a billion
reinventing
commercials.
themselves as a high-end fucking restaurant apparently, because the Ultimate Feast, when I was a kid, the Ultimate Feast used to be like 17, 18 bucks. A couple years ago, it would be like 23, 24, 25. It's literally 43 fucking dollars. The Ultimate Feast. You get 1 pound of crab legs, one lobster tail, some random 2 different shrimp combinations, and that's it. Even for 23, even for $33, that's overpriced, but almost 50 fucking dollars.
For one person or two? What are you saying?
That would be for one meal, yeah. My girlfriend would always get the lobster bake. That shit's like $39. That used to be like $27, and even then that was overpriced.
That's not high end. That's everything's gone up.
I know. That's what I was saying. I joked and I told her. I go, what the fuck? Like, what do you think Hyde Park is? Because we've been to Hyde Park a handful of times on anniversaries and shit. That place is pretty expensive. Hyde Park Steakhouse, and she looked that up, and you can get a 8-ounce fillet and 2 lobster tails for $80 a la carte. And it's like I can go to Costco and get 5 fucking lobster tails for like $50. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to
and then go to Bush's.
I mean, you
go
just
to
cracked
Bush's
the
and get a
Matrix.
fucking 50-ounce porterhouse that has more than an 8-ounce fillet to it.
And it'll be cooked exactly the way you can cook it. Maybe not the way you want it, but the way you can cook it.
You know what? That's part of it. I'd like somebody else to, if they are cooking steaks all day and they were paying attention, I'd like if how they cook it sometimes, because they do. I don't know. They use the special butters or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know.
I have a grill. I have a grill. All the juices drip down. They have probably a flat iron or a pan, and they're just sitting there.
Right.
They're basting.
I
that
like
steak.
grilling. I like grilling, but I get too distracted with doing other shit, and so like I'm all over the place because I try to grill while I'm a multitasker. I can't just do one thing, and so sometimes it's hard to pay attention to a grill. Sometimes, and I get pissed.
You can just do one thing.
Yeah, I just set timers. I set timers. I don't like to grill like that though. I like to grill based on I used to always grill on a feel. Now I grill on a timer,
Yeah.
which.
No, dude, I got Bluetooth fucking meat thermometers. I used them once.
Yeah, I bought a meat thermometer. I've used it twice, and then it went to shit last time I used it, and so I was pissed off because I was using it. I was trying to do a brisket in my air fryer.
See, that's not, something giant like that where you could really fuck up the middle. You should use a meat thermometer, but a steak or burger, fuck
right.
off. Chicken breast, if you can't cook that and you're over 25, fuck off.
No, I literally bought it because I was trying to do a brisket in my air fryer, and I was just trying to make sure I did it right.
Yeah, you could get sick if you don't. It cooked at 30 degrees for 14 hours. You know what? It doesn't matter. Basically, what you did is rotted meat for 13 hours.
Right. You let it sit out.
It rusted.
Is one of those. When I hit 1 million subscribers, I made a 10-layered grilled cheese sandwich.
Hold on. Why is a man making a sandwich on our show?
No, dude. Gary's sending these links. Do you think we should play Gary?
Why is a man making a sandwich on our show?
I don't know.
And of course,
Gary...
this is the sandwich he makes. You see the sandwiches that the other bitches make? Their nipples are all out and shit. Where's this guy's nipples?
He's gonna get a ketchup packet next. This is a bachelor. This is a bachelor sandwich. You know what? This is a bachelor sandwich premium because there's actually 2 different color slices of cheese between each.
It's too much bread. You need more than one slice of cheese per.
Let's be positive. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Not Gary.
This isn't the show.
So today I'm going to be pushing it even further than the 10-layered sandwich. You'll see in a minute. Making a grilled cheese sandwich this size
is
a little complicated because you have to cook the sandwich from the inside out so the cheese actually melts. Then, just like last time, I'm wrapping it in plastic wrap and
from the inside out. Wait, what? He puts the cheese on.
How do you do that?
He cooks the cheese side down. How does it not get all over the griddle? Hold on. Go back to how it goes. Hold on. The way he layers it. He starts in the middle and builds outward apparently, which I don't know why that makes sense either because you're cooking each piece individually and then putting them together.
The top would be cold, maybe.
Solidified before I slice it in my deli slicer. In my last video, I used 2 of these slices and made a grilled cheese sandwich. But this time, I'm going to be using all of these slices to make a.
He's making a cube.
How many times is he going to do this? I just want him to do this indefinitely.
Another 10-layered grilled cheese sandwich. Then I'll be chilling it, slicing it again, and making a grilled cheese sandwich out of those slices.
And then shave it again.
The sandwich was super thick, and it had a ton of cheese. I ended up chilling it in a loaf pan, and it was an absolute brick. Then I brought it back to the meat slicer and sliced it.
At what point is it just a block of cheese again?
I don't know. At what point of it is just
Even though I do crazy grilled cheese experiments on my channel all the time.
See, it looks like cheese. It literally looks like head cheese now. It's got the texture and everything.
Yeah, right? Because, the bread, it really isn't much at all.
What bread? It's been compacted into fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just moisten bread and you compact it, it's really not... You can... The
is
cheese,
the son
you
of
can't
a
really
bitch
do that
spread and cheese? Oh, no. I'm like, is he putting cream cheese on it?
No, it is.
Butter.
It has to be.
Butter.
It better be. It better be butter and cream cheese.
Still surprised whenever they work out. I mean, the bread that I'm using in this sandwich is basically 80% cheese at this point, and somehow it still worked out fine. But I will admit that even though the sandwich did taste good, it's definitely not worth the amount of time I put into this.
Of course it tasted good.
And of course it wasn't it wasn't worth the time. You could have.
I mean, it wasn't worth the time, but how many views did this son of a bitch get?
Again,
it definitely was worth your time, you fucking moron.
You know those people who always take things a step too far? Well, this grilled cheese sandwich.
Ridiculous. I don't like his nipple.
I want to get a meat slicer now, and I want to compile things and then slice them and make sandwiches.
I've definitely always wanted a meat slicer. The only reason I don't have a meat slicer is limited space.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm afraid to cut myself because them motherfuckers are sharp as shit.
It's probably safer than a knife. I mean...
I guess.
So the damage was probably...
Yeah, because you could only cut the tip of your finger with the meat slicer.
You would have to really get your hand in there and go, like against the meat grain or whatever. Like who?
Yeah.
At that point, you deserve it.
No, that's...
You said no, and this is actually labeled no.
No.
It is.
No, tell them.
No. I said
Wait,
so.
what?
I did not watch any of Gary's clips that he sent.
Deep fry, how does that even work? I don't even know how it's like. How do you deep fry cheese? It's just you put a mozzarella stick in there. Like once it starts melting, doesn't it like just start falling apart?
This is ketchup.
Yeah, how doesn't it just start falling apart when you deep fry it? I don't understand. What holds it? What holds it from? What prevents it from just?
So you know when you sear a steak and it creates like an outer crust. I think the grease is a similar chemical reaction.
That's all that is. It's that much of a barrier.
Without Gary,
because like when I put
I'm not stupid. I'm sure Jor's not stupid, but we're gonna
ketchup in hot water.
Now,
it just dissipates it. I eat ketchup all the time. I leave some on the plate. When I take it to the sink before I put it in the dishwasher, I run some hot water over that plate so a bunch of ketchup doesn't run all up in my dishwasher. I don't need a bunch of nonsense food gross garbage in my dishwasher. I want clean dishes.
Stop saying the K word. That's gross, man. That's where I'm real Italian. Dude, ketchup is nasty.
Really?
I don't.
I
eat
love
it
ketchup
at all.
Do you eat mustard?
Yeah.
Ew.
I'll even put mustard on French fries or potato chips.
Mustard is gross. It stains shit. It's disgusting. It stinks.
I eat a tiny
ketchup
bit.
is delicious.
No, they're both probably.
It's mostly just salt and vinegar, but that's why it's so delicious.
Food coloring. I don't like it.
Food coloring, yeah, because tomatoes aren't red, yeah.
You should see what the color, dude, it would not be that color red. I promise you there's food coloring, food dye in it.
Sure. There's
if I
food dye
promise
and everything.
you, that means it's real.
There's food dye in your shirt right now.
That's from earlier.
I know, right? Yeah. That steak, they pump some brown into that steak.
So I have some clips from this bald, but I can't say what he even is until we get off of YouTube.
Are we going to get off of YouTube? Are we going to get off of YouTube?
I'm going to come.
It is gay.
Disclaimer: the unfiltered and crude proclamation of jabber speech. Gibber, folks, listen up. Before we dive gibber into this circus of
I
crudeness,
have to cut that in just right because all I heard him say is, it's
Gibber,
gay.
look, we're here for a good time.
It is gay.
Correct time, all right? In this crazy world,
that's what I thought he said.
snowflakes, applesauce, and jabber critic. We're just trying to spread some joy without stepping on too many toes. So,
Well, my
jabber, article I,
superpower
let's get jabber.
is
Soul
I
gibber of our
spray
discourse.
jizz all
Guest,
over the
host,
place.
Or any random loudmouth is to tickle your funny bone, tease your gray matter, and illuminate the path to a mirthful existence. Any semblance of seriousness is gibber accidental.
I determined that pro wrestling fans are gay.
Gibber offenders, all right? We don't give a hoot about your gibber, race, religion, or whether you prefer cats or dogs. We're here to roast everyone from politicians to gibber to our own sorry selves. No gibber,
I love it.
Not even grandma's apple pie. Article 3, screw political jabber. Listen, we ain't here to hold your hand or jabber anything. So if our jabber offend you, tough luck. We're not responsible for any ruffled feathers or gibber feelings. But hey, if you can take the heat, we promise we'll dish out some belly laughs and maybe a couple of gibber. Article I gibber, fake news alert. The tales, rumors, and downright lies you hear here are as gibber as a $3 bill. Any resemblance to real life events or people, whether alive or pushing up daisies, is purely gibber and probably a result of us hitting the bottle too hard. We're pretty sure the earth is round, but jabber, who cares? Article B, jabber, cause why not? Parody and gibber are our bread and butter, folks. Any likeness to actual people or characters is just us having a laugh, not a reason for a jabber. We might not be the smartest gibber in the job, but we sure know how to stir up some trouble. So, in closing, if you've made it this far without getting your undies in a gibber, then congrats, you're our kind of people. We're just here to crack a few tasteless jokes, spread some jabber joy, and remind everyone that life's too short to be serious all the frickin' time. So buckle up, buttercup, and get ready for a wild ride through the absurd gibber of our humor while Fladge